Hello all. This week we have opted to do something a little different. We're about to start a series on the book of Jonah, but before we get into that, we thought we would, at the request of some of you, do a little bit of an interview and kind of get to know your pastor. And we thought that might be a good way to start out the year. So this week, I'm the guest, and two other parishioners are hosting, and I hope you like it. Enjoy. Kindred UMC live show features adults discussing adult topics, occasionally with adult language. It may not be suitable for young viewers. Please use discretion before watching.
I'm nervous. What up, guys? Welcome to pre-recorded live show, not coming to you live, but pre-recorded from this man's front room. I'm Taylor. AKA Kindred Studio A. I'm going to get it down. We're going to do more of these. Don't worry. Don't worry.
It's the Kindred UMC pre-recorded live show.
Yes.
Coming to you pre-recorded.
Not live, but pre-recorded. That's right.
All right.
You may have noticed things are a little different.
Things are a little different today.
That's on purpose. Don't worry. Oh,
No, it's not. I'm taking over.
Put my phone on silent.
Oh my goodness.
Come on.
All right.
We're all a mess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go for it.
I'm Taylor. I am playing interviewer A today.
I'm Chris. I'm the pastor of Kindred UMC.
I'm Hannah. I'm asking the fun questions, aka the silly ones. I'm our palate cleanser. So Taylor's going to ask real questions, and then I'm going to ask you things that don't actually matter.
Hannah has appointed herself director of morale.
Yes, pretty much.
Part of the Silly Goose Club.
I am the president of the Silly Goose Club. Thank you.
Today we decided, since it's the new year, we're going to interview our very lovely pastor over here. So that way you guys get to know him. Maybe we get to know him a little bit more.
And I loved this idea because it meant I got extra time to prepare for sermon series and get ahead on things.
Heck
for
yeah.
the new year. That's a great way to start the year.
Yes. Yes.
By chilling out, because what are we supposed to be doing in this season?
Rotting.
Hibernation.
Rotting.
Yeah, it's rot
With
season.
a T, rot?
Yeah.
Like when you just sit at home and do nothing all day. Like
Oh, okay.
rotting.
When you
All right.
veg out, but eventually if you veg for long enough, the vegetable will rot.
Yeah. I always
I prefer
associate
to
rot with negative things.
No.
No, it's
Rot's very good.
All right,
It's a beautiful
cool.
thing.
All right.
It's beautiful.
Embrace the rot.
You kids and your lingo.
To be fair, she taught me that one.
Cool.
So, all right. So we have a couple questions. Well, a little bit more than a couple.
Okay. We'll see how many we can get through.
We'll see how many we can get through.
Because
gonna go
I do go on.
We're gonna go fast. Don't worry. We'll keep you on track.
Okay.
So it basically it'll go. I'll ask a question, you'll answer, and then Hannah will ask a question, you'll answer. We're gonna do like a monkey in the middle.
Is it like rapid fire or should I?
Some of them will be rapid fire. Some of them are gonna be take a little bit more thought and knowledge.
Alrighty. I have my new equipment, my Kindle Scribe here.
Oh heck yes.
I'm into it. I've
I
been
want
using
one
it a
so
lot.
bad. I did just get a new Kindle though, but I could not afford to buy a scribe.
It's my Bible and my note-taking device, and I love it.
Yeah.
Please sponsor us.
Please, Amazon.
Please sponsor us. Thank
Okay,
you.
Just in case I have to
Just
take
give
notes.
me free Kindle Unlimited for life. I would be so happy. Thank you.
Oh yeah, it's also a Kindle.
Yeah.
I also read on it every night. It's great.
All right. So first question.
Okay, here we go.
How long have you been a pastor?
I've been a pastor I've been an ordained pastor, or at least some version of that, appointed as a United Methodist pastor since 2016. The year before that, I was a chaplain at Tampa General Hospital. So depending on kind of like how you answer the question, and
I think that counts.
And I've been fully ordained because there's like levels in the Methodist Church. I've been an elder in full connection only since July.
Yeah, it was like for 6-ish months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I remember that. The cake was good.
Yeah. Everybody came out. It was fun. But really, most people would consider pastor since 2016, and then a lot of people would consider my work as a chaplain as
I would definitely consider your work as a chaplain.
I baptized a kid, so I think that counts.
That's so
Does
cool.
count. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I baptized someone, but we can get into that later.
What's your favorite color?
It's really like a hot pink. Like I
Nice.
really,
My man.
Yeah, I like
Like a Barbie pink or like a fuchsia?
more neon-y
Yeah.
than Barbie.
Neon-y.
So and the reason I
Like the hot pink duct tape.
what I go to is a lightsaber color.
Yep.
Got it. Okay.
Like I like kind of chartreuse colors, but like leaning on neon, you know?
I like it.
I like it a lot.
Yeah. Those are my favorite colors.
Mad respect.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Okay, how long have you known you wanted to be in ministry?
Well, that kind of depends on how you define known. Because
When did you decide you were gonna? When did you finally start exploring? Like in the stage I'm in.
So,
when did you do
but
that?
the stage you're in, I was in high school.
Okay.
When did you get the inkling?
Yeah, like high school. So, because calling is weird. Because if you ask how long have you known you wanted to be in ministry, the answer is like, I'm still not sure. You know.
Fair.
But you know, like I like the way you said it. When did you decide? When did I really like start to actually pursue it and go like, oh, this thing has legs, and I think God is actually calling me to something? And that happened. I got the inkling in high school, and the advice of my pastor at the time was, if you can do anything else and be like satisfied, do that. Like, do not.
I think you've said that to me.
Yeah, and I think it's really, really good advice. Do not go into ministry if you can be satisfied doing anything else. And that's one of the tests of a calling. Like, it'll be persistent. You will try other things. And so in college, I tried psychology, and really liked psychology. That was my bachelor's degree, but it became pretty clear that my inclinations, like the things that bring me joy and fulfillment in like actual work things, they were all lining up with. So like I can put on a good show because I was a worship director, and I loved being a worship director, and I love putting on a good show. But if there's not substance, and if what we're doing isn't actually affecting someone's like well-being.
Yeah.
And sometimes it can be confrontational. Sometimes it doesn't feel good. Sometimes the way you help somebody is by
Telling them the truth.
Yeah, exactly. Conviction, you know.
Tough love.
Yeah. Sometimes it is. I mean, not all the time, because there are a lot of pastors and worship leaders and ministers out there that's all they do, and like that's not good, because then it turns into judgmental and you're not welcome.
It takes the love out of it.
Yeah, you'll never fit in and that kind of stuff. That's bad. But yeah, so like I somewhere after my bachelor's degree, it became really clear. And one of the other things too, another pastor because I grew up in a big church, there were lots of pastors.
Yeah.
And so one of the pastors in that church also pointed out, like, eventually you're going to get to a place, because you have to pay thousands of dollars to get a master's of divinity degree, and it takes a long time.
It takes like 3 years, right?
If you go as fast as you possibly can, it takes 3 years. Like, that's about as fast as you can do it. It took me eight or 9 years, depending on how you count it, you know? But I also don't have any student debt, so take your time.
He's God's favorite today.
Yeah, take your time. Take your time. You don't have to go fast. A calling is persistent. Like, that's the thing.
I like that.
Yeah. So take your time. Go as fast as you can afford to go, and you don't have to take out debt, loans. So it was. But what he was saying was, at some point, you just reach this point in your calling where you're just like, screw it, I'm going. I feel certain enough that this is something that God is doing in me, and I'm just going. And you just kind of like, it's, you know, the phrase, throw your hat over the fence.
Yeah.
It's like, at some point you just be like, all right, if I believe God's in this, and if God's in this, then who can be against me? And
so when did that happen?
When I got divorced.
Okay.
Because my wife at the time and I had bought a house, and then when she moved to another state, cheated on me, left, and it was just me to like pay the mortgage,
do everything,
and also go to seminary, and also like take care of the dog. Like, it was just and pay my car bill, like all this stuff, and that was, like, of course, when you go through any type of breakup, any type of loss like that, you have a come to Jesus kind of experience.
Every single time.
Mm-hmm.
And so I, and that's a season. I spent months in that season. and the end result of all of that prayer and all of that like wrestling with God and like what does it all mean and where are we going that was kind of my throw the hat over the fence, like, all right, I'm doing this. I'm in. I commit. I'm in. And that's when I'd already started taking classes at seminary and going, but that was when I was like, this is it. This is it. I'm doing it. Yeah. If I still want to do that after all this,
then that's where you're meant to be.
Yeah, and it proved true. Like God kept showing up when I thought I couldn't afford it. God showed up in miraculous ways. My church and the people around me surrounded me, and some of them were rich and helped out. Like they would just randomly at the beginning of a semester be like, "Here's $1,000 for school," and like it's like, "Hey man, you just bought my books." Like, thank you.
No, literally.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, that season was kind of like, all right, this is it. I really am. This is a real thing.
Cool. Very important question, near and dear to my heart. What is your favorite dinosaur? I know no one asks you in adulthood, and no one has prepared answers as adults. But like,
as a child, I liked Brontosaurus.
Oh, nice.
Because he's goofy looking.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm a Stegosaurus girly through and through.
Yeah.
Always.
I'm a Triceratops person.
Triceratops. Yeah. Well, so, all right. So Triceratops was my second.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's also kind of like goofy looking. You know.
Absolutely.
It's
it's like the pug of dinosaurs.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
I like goofy looking things. You know.
Yeah. I love it.
All right. Why did you choose a psychology degree in a secular school for your bachelor's degree?
Because I wasn't sure that I was going to be a pastor, and
called you to psych.
So psychology. So one, my mom had mental illness. My mom has mental illness. She's borderline personality disorder, and you can imagine like that's not a great environment to be raised in.
Been there, done that.
Yeah. So that, I think that's the roots of it. I started getting interested in psychology because in a way it was how I started to make sense of why is my experience so different from my friends.
Yeah, I can relate to that like really heavily. I took psychology in high school because I knew it would help me relate to the people in my family and learn more about myself. So like that's why I took
I also did that.
Yeah.
That was when I got diagnosed with ADHD and anxiety.
Hey, I was still being told those weren't real.
Yeah, in fact, recently somebody, I can't remember who it was, maybe it was my mom, somebody was pointing out to me, like, somebody was essentially encouraging me to look at the symptoms of ADHD.
I'm certain it was Courtney.
Was it Courtney?
At the longest night party.
Yeah,
Shout out to you, girl.
I remember it. I remember the conversation now.
Yeah.
Shout out to us girlies getting diagnosed with ADHD in our mid-20s.
Yeah, that's not it. Well, I've been dyslexic my whole life. I didn't know.
Yeah, same.
I didn't learn. I got a master's degree without knowing I was dyslexic.
Wow.
Impressive. I didn't make it past the 4th grade without knowing.
Well, and thankfully I'm only mildly dyslexic. Like I can get around it by
focusing,
by reciting it.
Yeah.
I'm a lip moves when I read kind of guy.
Got it.
Because I have to hear it. Mm-hmm. If I hear it, I got it. And so when I read, I'm reciting it. And that in my high school was all theater and drama and stuff like that. So there's something about the like, if I can hear someone saying it in my head, then I can get it and retain it. Yeah. Of course, that takes a lot longer.
Yeah, my thing was it took me so long to reframe it in my head that like I was always getting made fun of for being the kid that was always the last to turn in a test. And like I read, when I had to read in front of the class, it was the worst thing in the world. And so I just started reading, and that's why I'm like obsessively a book person.
I could read out loud really well because
you do it in your head.
Yeah, because a lot of people are like trying to get as much information as they can at a time.
Yeah.
And I'm not. I'm literally just reading the words and like making sense of them in real time. Like, and so as people are hearing me read, they're like, that's how I would have said that, you know? And it's just because I'm naturally slower at reading.
Yeah.
And so I'm not really worried about what's coming next. I'm trying to understand what I'm actually reading, you know, in real time. Yeah. So anyway.
I don't like failing at things, so I just threw myself into books because I was like, you can't best me.
That was also kind of one of the things, same thing with theater. Like that was one of the things that I did to like do you love me now, daddy and mommy?
Yeah.
You know, like I will be the best performer ever, and
then you'll have to love me.
yeah, look at how many people are applauding. Do you love me now?
Yeah.
You know, it's like that was also part of it. So all of that stuff, all the trauma is basically what drew me to psychology.
I think that's true for a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's definitely true for me.
Yeah.
What's your go-to party trick?
Trick?
Yeah.
Whoa, gosh.
I think I know the answer.
If you want people to be like, wow.
This is kind of lame. Listening.
I like that.
No, that's very true.
Honestly,
It's not what I was going to go with, but I think it's fair.
At being curious and asking follow-up questions.
I thought it was going to be karaoke.
I did too.
Well, I was very tempted to say karaoke because again, what do you love me now, mommy? And dad?
Yeah. You're also very good at it, so you know.
Yeah.
Oh well, thank you. I have a great time. I love performing.
I'll only do karaoke with you at this point. Because, like, you make it fun enough that I stop feeling all, like, weird and insecure.
So that's the real party trick.
Yes.
Yeah, you make people feel really comfortable.
Like helping people to and it's a combination of a bunch of different things. One, I've done a lot of work. I genuinely enjoy being me. Like I genuinely enjoy being me. And that makes it easy to like
That's so cool.
sing.
I know, that's
And
the
like
most
this is
impressive thing I've
fun.
ever heard.
And then also like tell me all about yourself. Who are you? What's going on?
Yeah.
And
I'm
there's
getting really close to that. I'm really close.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm like a hair's breadth away to just being like, wow, I'm really freaking cool.
Yeah, and you know, like I'm certainly not all the time.
Yeah,
like there are plenty of
not
things that I
perfect.
could talk about that I'm actively working on, like in this season of my life, constantly.
But like, just you don't. No one's perfect. You don't. Someone doesn't have to be perfect for you to like them.
Yeah, it's not. So I think this might be the difference between arrogance and like healthy self-esteem. Is arrogance doesn't acknowledge or perceive the flaws or the hurt that I cause. And I hurt people's feelings and I cause harm occasionally, and I have to like really apologize for it and like circle back and and really own up to things, and it's embarrassing and it feels terrible. And also I still really enjoy being me. And I think that's one of the best ways to worship God. Because like that's the thing. Like
if he made us, then
right, God made you the way you are. Don't like ignore and like slough.
Yeah, don't
off
use that as an
your
excuse to
flaws.
like not get
Right,
better.
Yeah,
by
right,
no
exactly.
means do that.
But also
Still go to therapy, babe.
yeah, right. Well, one of the best ways that you can worship God is to truly enjoy the person that you're created to be and really have fun with it. Like really sink into it. Like I'm a sap.
Yeah.
Like on Christmas.
It's one of my favorite things about you.
Yeah.
It is.
On Christmas Day, I watched all 3 original Star Warses because for some reason Star Wars is Christmas to me.
Love that. Good
And
for
like,
you.
and I hadn't done it in a long time because all the new Star Wars, like I've seen the prequels a bunch and I've seen the new Star Wars a bunch, except for The Last Jedi. I will never watch it beyond the first time I watched it. I hate it.
But like 4, 5, 6, you haven't gone back to.
Yeah, it's just been a long time, and I watched it. I was like,
Yeah, I know which Star Wars movies came first.
That's right. You nailed it. You
I
nailed it.
sure don't.
But I literally, like Francisca, my wife, was kind of coming in
Shout
and
out to
out
Sis,
of
you're
the
the best.
office, and like she would sit down on the couch and watch like some of it with her. Like, you know, the reason that matters is because of what happened before. Is that like,
Fully me watching Harry Potter.
and just like and
Sobbing.
like, and also like tearfully saying these things.
Yeah.
You know?
I fully get it.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
and I love it.
We've been working on
enjoy
getting
feeling.
their little brother to watch Harry Potter.
And it's the
With
most fun
us.
experience I've ever
And
had.
Nothing
There's
is more
so
fun
much Harry
than
Potter,
showing
too.
your favorite thing to like a kid that's right at that perfect age where they care but they don't care.
Well,
so
and you
can
both
just-
are young, so that it's still because like trying to show Star Wars.
because I'm approaching 30 and it's starting to freak me out. So I really appreciate that.
Well, good. You take it to heart. Trying to show Star Wars. So we've got nieces and nephews, and
Yeah.
trying to show the original Star Wars
Hard.
to like a 10-year-old.
rough.
It's rough.
It's rough to show it to a 24-year-old.
But Harry
And it's
Potter.
just like it's too old. Like
yeah.
Harry Potter's timeless.
cinema has
And Star Wars
come
is timeless.
so far,
But it's so...
that it's,
Harry Potter looks good though.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
It
Like
doesn't
Star Wars...
look old.
Star Wars looks old.
Yeah.
which is where I think where the difference is.
Lord of the Rings is another one. Like Lord of the Rings still looks great.
We can't talk about Lord of the Rings with my beautiful fiance because it makes me want to get a divorce before we get married.
Okay.
I fell asleep and then I woke up and said all they did was walk.
Yeah, that's the plot,
Right,
babe.
you and I are going to talk later.
We're gonna interview me next week where we talk about that.
Okay, go. Question.
All right. Rapid fire. First thing that comes to your head. What's your favorite part of being a pastor?
Helping people.
And that sounds really like shallow, but
It doesn't sound shallow.
I don't
Well, you-
think
I
it
mean, you
sounds
should-
I think it
shallow
sounds the
at all.
opposite.
Yeah.
the when I say help, it's like, yeah, like seeing people actually come alive in a new way,
Yeah.
and like because of a conversation,
Absolutely.
like that's. Is there any more proof of miracles?
That's
You
so
know?
cool.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Other than the Bible, obviously. What's your favorite book? Because I don't count that as like a book. If you like, you can't say a textbook, so like you can't say the Bible.
It's like it's like several ties of, so like Jurassic Park,
I was like, Chris is me.
Ender's Game.
Ooh, good. Okay. We will wait.
It's
Jurassic
like,
Park's a book?
Yes. Oh, you know what?
Oh my god.
You know what? The most fun I ever had reading a book was The Sphere, which is another Michael Crichton. Michael Crichton wrote Jurassic Park.
Sorry, I'm not over it yet.
The movie wasn't half as good, but the book, The Sphere, I like. That was one of the first times as a kid that I was reading a book and I like could not put it down.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a way better answer than mine because mine would just be Twilight and like it's
Well,
not even good. That's
You
the
can
worst
hear-
part.
You can hear the themes though. Like,
you're a nerd.
I go to paperback fiction.
Yeah.
Like, I want a sci-fi.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Yeah.
It's not like.
See, I'm Harry Potter all the way, so.
It's not like War and Peace. You know. It's not a
Charles
Tale of Two
Dickens.
Cities.
The worst part
It's not.
is I'm pretentious, so like my immediate thought is the complete works of William Shakespeare, and then I'm like, no, I can't say that.
That's
People
not
will
true.
hate me. No, it is true. That's
It
the
is
part
very
that's
much true.
terrible. I have like four
Well,
copies of the
live your
complete
truth.
works.
That's what I say. Live your truth.
All right. This is another rapid fire one.
Okay.
What taboo topic do you like to talk about the most in a church setting?
Sex.
Love.
Love that. Here we go.
Guilty pleasure music. You don't
Ariana
really have
Grande
guilty
or
pleasures,
K-pop.
Yes.
Ariana Grande or K-pop, specifically Twice and Hyolyn.
Love to
and
see
now I'm onto a new group called New Jeans, and they're awesome.
Like jeans like pants or jeans like genetics.
Jeans like pants.
Love it.
Nice.
Yeah, they're great.
Rapid fire because this one can get a little dicey. Okay. What is something you wish more pastors were open about?
Sex.
I was like, it's gonna be something.
Yep.
Let me
I love
give a
that.
different disagreement.
Disagreement.
Yeah, I wish they were
Yeah.
more open about like, hey man, you don't know what the Bible means either. So like, just like, it's okay to have.
Like open to interpretation or
Yeah, it's
conversation.
okay to have
an
like
opinion.
I think that means this, but you think that means this, and okay, fair enough. Like,
love
let's
that.
get coffee. You know.
Yeah.
I know the answer to this, but what's your favorite movie of all time?
Honestly,
Ooh.
I'm gonna surprise you. I think.
The Boy in the Striped Pajamas.
The Anne Frank movie.
I'm very tempted to say Empire Strikes Back,
Okay.
but it really needs the trilogy, so I can't say that's my favorite movie of all time.
Okay.
Well,
It's Princess Bride.
Wow.
you know that that's Andrew's favorite movie?
No,
Of all
but
Absolutely.
he is correct.
I've only seen it once.
It's so good.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I
I know
know.
this video is going to come out and then we're going to have to watch
I
it.
know.
I've watched
Okay.
it so many times.
Fast
now,
forward
and
to me watching this movie, and we'll talk about it the week I get back.
If it was on, I mean, I don't really watch TV like cable or anything. I don't flip through channels anymore because
We don't
streaming
either.
and stuff. But like, if it was on TV, I would never pass it by. I would.
It's
Interesting.
giving Twilight.
It is.
Anyway,
I love
so
that.
sorry.
Yeah, Princess Bride's great.
All right. This one's not doesn't have to be rapid fire, but it can be if you want. What is one thing you wish more people understood about the church?
Gosh, so this one's hard to answer because
You can change it to specifically our church. What do you wish more people understood about our church?
So okay,
I love when he puts the drink down. That's always
Yeah.
like the cup goes down and the answer's going to be good.
it's a little bit related to I wish more pastors were open to disagreement. It's a little bit related to that. I wish, so when I say more people, I'm tempted to go towards the structure, these supervisors of the church,
Okay.
you know? I wish they understood how inclusive Jesus was,
Absolutely.
I guess.
Yeah.
That the most important thing, like, if you ask a pastor what's the most important thing Jesus ever did, they would say, like, die on the cross, resurrected,
Right.
that. And obviously, of course,
That was
yes,
very important.
Yes.
But
I think historically the most important thing, I'm a sap, we already covered this. The most important thing Jesus ever did was he established the open table. He established the Great Commission. Before Jesus, it was unheard of that you would invite people to worship your God, that your God would have a relationship with them. Because it was pagan. It was like multiple gods. You're born into Israelite religion. You're born into, we worship Jupiter. We worship Baal. Like, that's our family's God. And all other people, who cares about them? Like, they were born to other gods, and our God is going to beat their God. And so, like, they are them, and we kidnap and kill them and sacrifice them to our gods. And the most important thing that Jesus ever did was he said that this is a kingdom that's open to anyone, that everyone belongs in the kingdom of heaven according to Yahweh. And I've died to prove it. I was willing to die for the sake of everyone, to demonstrate that there is an open table, that everyone is invited to this. And there's no such thing as your God and my God. There is one God, and it's our God, and our God loves all of us. That's a revolutionary idea, and I can prove it because we're still talking about him.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. We're still hanging out and talking about him, guys.
Yeah, and that wasn't even a thing that was that prominent there are certainly in the Old Testament there are messages of that, but that wasn't the practice culturally of the Israelites.
Yeah.
That wasn't the worshipers of Yahweh did not see themselves as evangelists or as invitational or like open to other people. Like, and here Jesus comes and he starts talking with like Samaritans, and then he starts talking with Roman soldiers, and then he starts talking to his disciples about now go to all the corners of the earth. Like it's unheard of. This God is for everyone. This God loves everyone and wants everyone to be there. That's the most important thing that Jesus ever did.
That's like The Empire Strikes Back is Jesus dying on the cross, and all of the other stuff is what you just said. That's like your equivalent to that's your favorite movie.
Right.
sure.
But you can't have the movie without all the other stuff.
Right. You need the trilogy.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah.
I like it.
Thanks. I've been thinking about that a while.
Yeah, the Empire Strikes Back doesn't make sense without Return of the Jedi.
Exactly.
Because
it wouldn't make sense for some random man to die on a cross for no reason.
And then come back.
And then
People
come
will be
back.
like, huh?
Yeah, you have to ask yourself, why is he willing to do this?
Right.
Why is he going to this cross? What is the point of it? And it's to open the floodgates. It's to let everybody into the kingdom of heaven. That's the point. And that was a revolutionary idea. That was a new thought that nobody had really ever done.
Yeah. I understand.
So yeah.
I like it.
The last super fun Hannah question. What is, out of all of the TV shows you've ever seen, what is the show that you would like to go back and watch for the first time all over again?
With no recollection of what it is
Just
about.
Full blank slate.
There's a question do I go for quality or quantity?
Oh. Yeah. Well, the quantity never loses its special magic, but the quality, when you know what's happening, well, that doesn't lose its magic either. I'm a TV girl, so I don't.
Give us both.
Yeah.
What's your two answers?
So if I'm going quality, honestly, it would be something along the lines of and it would be anime. It would be
Of course.
Cowboy Bebop, probably.
Yep.
Okay. Solid.
But there's only so many episodes.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
Fresh eyes are fresh eyes, and honestly, I understand that.
Yeah. So maybe, and then
Obviously, the live action remake is what he means.
don't even. No,
We're about to get kicked out of our
Let me
interviewing
be
station.
very clear about that.
I know.
And then maybe quantity would be like, it's a toss up between Always Sunny and Parks and Rec.
Okay. You can live vicariously through me. I've never seen Parks.
Yeah, Taylor's. I'm rewatching Parks and Rec for like the 30th time, and
I don't like the first season.
oh,
of Parks
no one
and Rec.
does. It's okay.
But the second season, they really
art.
dialed it in. You know, they really.
So
got
you can.
it.
I'll text you live updates from the
art.
scene.
Okay.
Of
Taylor
watching
just
Parks
saw
and Rec.
Also,
Leslie's
we have
campaign rally for the first time and was like not watching it, and then at one point I looked over and they're like literal like hysterical laughing on the couch,
Yeah.
and I was like, yeah.
Got me.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I didn't even think about drama stuff.
Oh, my answer.
I
would be,
rewatched
Like
Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it'd be Game of
Yeah.
Thrones.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because that
that
first
was the
time.
one that thought. Yeah.
Wild.
For the first time, you're like,
you see it, you're like,
what kind
you're
of
not,
mind
you can't do this.
screw am I
like
going
it's
through?
so good on a rewatch, but that first time it just feels like your entire brain's exploding.
You know, I wouldn't use Game of Thrones because I did not enjoy the last 2 or 3 seasons.
I would use Game of
Only
Thrones till like
person I
season
know
5. I
that
think.
did.
Yeah.
I'm the only person I know that liked the
Yeah.
last season.
All right, last
Okay.
question. Are
Okay.
you ready?
I am ready.
It makes
Okay.
sense to me. Okay.
This one can be rapid fire or not rapid fire. Whatever we decide.
Well,
we're
it's the
going
last question, so it feels like it would be unsatisfying if I just
Said
for. Right.
Green.
No, absolutely. All right. What is the most important message you'd like to leave people with today?
So I think I kind of already said it, and it's the it is the like I want to stand against the misinterpretation and misunderstanding of Christ that is an exclusive, you better do this, say this, think this in order to get into heaven. That's not the gospel message. That's not what Jesus says. That is not the intention of Christ. And instead, it's like literally the opposite. The opposite is the person of Jesus, this God-man, and the name of Jesus means Yahweh saves. Like his entire message, the reason he came, the reason he preached, the reason he died, the reason he resurrected, all of it boils down to the idea of the open invitation. God is for you. God is for everyone. And like, so first of all, if you don't feel like God is for you, hear that clearly. That's the intention of Christ's message. God is for you. You are welcomed. Secondly, if you are already in, if you are like, yes, I know, I worship God, I am with God, then that message also is convicting. God is for everyone. Like
So act like it.
yeah, right. You know, like you're special just like everyone. You know, you know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah.
Like that, and that's the message of Jesus. It's like you are a beloved, cherished child of God, and that makes you special just like everyone. Every single person is a beloved, cherished, invited, welcomed heir to the throne of the kingdom of heaven. And so, like, you know, whoever you're thinking of that isn't,
you're wrong.
be convicted. Yeah.
I mean,
that
I'm
is the
sitting here as a
message.
non-binary lesbian, so
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here as a brown one. So
you know.
Right. Yeah.
We're
like,
sitting here,
Yeah.
and
People,
like that's the most important message you've ever told me.
people
Yeah.
who have been traditionally told
that's why I kept coming back. 'cause
before you can be in the kingdom of heaven, you must make serious changes to
Your
the
lifestyle.
core of who you are. The core of who you consider yourself to be. And like certainly we can get that wrong, and it can and it can change and evolve over time.
Yeah.
Like so like, you know, hold on loosely to all that stuff, but if you're excluding anyone because of things like that, it's like, dude, go back and read it again. You missed the point. You missed the whole point. Like the whole point.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's the most important thing that Jesus says in the Gospels.
Yeah.
I love that.
I like it a lot. Well, you did it.
Do you know the Aaronic blessing? That's the one I say at the end.
No, but I know your hand movements.
Yeah.
I can do the hand movements with you.
It's may the Lord bless you and keep you.
I've lost it.
Make his countenance.
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 That's
upon
later.
you.
Yeah.
Let his, something is shining upon
countenance
us.
is just like his, like it's like when it's your face, but it's more than your face. It's like when you're lifting when your countenance.
It's like your soul face.
There you are. Yeah, yeah. It's like that. So lift up his countenance upon.
I'm learning
you
a whole lot of new things today.
Yeah.
He's shining his light upon us.
Be gracious unto you is one so all right. Maybe this is a great way to end. All right. So may the Lord bless you and keep you.
I remember that part.
So again, so we talk about keep, like we just talked about you belong.
Right.
Yeah.
So may the Lord bless you and keep you. May the Lord make his face to shine upon you.
His face is shining. See?
May his face shine upon you. And that's kind of just poetic. Like,
Yeah.
May you ever see the presence of God in your life. You know, make his face shine upon you. May the Lord be gracious unto you. And grace is so wildly important. You don't earn this. You can't earn this. Yeah. May the Lord be gracious to you, as we know he will be. God is gracious. Grace is the most important thing. You can't earn it. You even when you screw up, you will receive God's grace.
Say that again for the people in the back.
Yeah. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you. And that's kind of like more than may God be present, but may you actually get to know and see who God is and like have a relationship with God. Countenance upon you and then give you peace.
Woman.
You can all use that.
Non-binary. All them.
All them.
All thems. All them.
All them.
That one's my favorite. All them is my favorite.